I'm, I'm just gonna. Uh, I always start my videos like this. Like I have no idea what I'm doing. Just trying to find my bearings. Pretty sure that no one is going to watch this right now. And the reason why I'm doing a live stream right now is because I wanted to record something for all Patreons, for everyone here, because I haven't been posting anything for a while. And the only way I can do that without having to edit it right now and else is by doing a live stream. So I'm really sorry about the odd time scale. Let me just switch over here so that you can see. There we go. Okay. Right. Looks like it's working. Let me just bring it up. So I just need to stream so that I can see anyone is commenting. Or I do doubt it. I mean, here in Sweden, it's like like lunchtime, slightly after lunchtime. So most people are probably off having lunch or coming back from lunch. If they've got like the regular type of job. And in the US, I think people are asleep. Nighttime? Why can't I? Oh, come on! Don't do this. I have no idea why iTunes have been acting up, but it certainly has. Asking me to log into iTunes over and over again. And first I thought maybe it's because it can't pull some money off my account or something. But that doesn't seem to be the thing. So I just have no idea why. Could it be because I just recently updated to iOS 10.3.3 or whatever? Yeah, I waited so long before I did that. I will not update to iOS 11 because I just won't. Never update to a new OS. I wait several months. Why? It's not letting me log into iTunes. Come on. Why is this starting now in the middle of this? I wanted to show you what I've been working on for the past, well, it's been more than a week actually. Reason why I haven't posted in a while. It's also the reason why I've been so quiet in my comment section and all the social networks. I've got this thing here, so I'm gonna check if there's anyone writing anything in the post, but it doesn't look like that, so I'm probably alone. So I hope that whenever you watch this, that this was interesting enough. What I've got in front of me right now is my phone that I've just messed up, some fingerprints and stuff. Hate those. So let's just remove those quickly. Off. There we go. And here on the side here, I'm using this in split screen because it's so much easier to work with when I'm doing research. And that's the thing. So I've been working on this video well, right now it's got, the project name is additive versus FM, subtractive versus resonator versus wave wavetable synthesis. So there's like 5 types of synthesis, and it's a pretty deep video. And I'll be spending a week double checking my own knowledge because I know a lot about this, but I'm afraid that a lot of that knowledge, or some of that knowledge at least, is just preconceptions of stuff because I didn't go to any synth school. I've been learning this along the way as I've been working with different types of synthesis, stuff like that. So I needed to kind of peer review my own info or something, or at least like check it. I needed to check my own information. I'm not completely off. So that's a thing, I guess, that I've been doing, and it's taken me quite some time. Quite some time. The first 4 days I spent just going through different information on the web, and then I found the synthesizeracademy.com. I'm gonna be disclosing all of the sources that I've been using for this video um, in that video at the end of the video, so that people check the sources themselves. I will also be posting links in the video description when I put it up. The video is probably going to end up being like 20 minutes long or something. It's going to be really in depth, and so I need to pace it nicely with information versus nice shots and everything. And I'm really going to be working on the shots. I'm going to try to, instead of just filming a big screen, like a big setup like this, and then zooming into it, when I need close-ups, I'm probably going to go in and do the close-ups, so that all of the shots just looks as nice as they can, basically. And so the first 3 days, 4 days, I did that. I just went through all the information. There's one type of synthesis I didn't know that much about, and that's resonator synthesis, or car plus strong as it's called. And now I do. I've been watching some tutorials, so I've seen a few videos. I already knew that that type of synthesis was based upon delays, or a delay, because, well, I didn't know, but it sounded like that to me, so I just assumed it was, and I was right. And then I've been checking tutorials on YouTube on how to do that, and I'm gonna close those sources too. I'm gonna link to all my sources so that people. There's a lot to know about this, but the main thing with this video will basically be the comparisons of sound and how these different types of synthesis is making their sounds. What's actually doing that? Like additive synthesis being a type of synthesis where you just add up stuff and demonstrating that. I already did in my Phosphor 2 video, but in this one I'm going more in depth and actually explaining it, because there's a lot of things you need to explain when you're going to do a comparison like this. First of all, you really need to explain harmonics, what harmonics are, and basically what it looks like, what it sounds like, with a waveform without harmonics, with harmonics and stuff, just to understand the basic principle. And then each of these types of synthesis have their own thing that they do, like additive, you add stuff up, like subtractive, you remove stuff. And the main thing about subtractive synthesis is filters. With FM synthesis, it's you have to understand the relation between, like, with the relay, you have to understand the speed of things, basically. Like an oscillator and an LFO are closely related, but they do the same thing, only at different speeds. And to really demonstrate what an FM synthesizer does, show with an LFO, so you can bring down the modulation signal, bring it down to a level where you can see the changes happening. Because with frequency modulation, frequencies are they're at high speed, and that's how you're adding harmonics to waveform. It's all going to become clear in this. I thought I'd just read a little bit of this thing. The FM synthesis thing has actually proven to be the most lengthy one to write, and that's the thing. After those 3-4 days, I had to sit down and actually start writing this down. And at first, I was thinking, I can't just plagiarize Synthesizer Academy. But then when I started writing it, I'm like, how do I find different ways of explaining this? And I realized that if I did, I probably would not represent what everything does correctly. I kind of need to repeat some of the wording from the Synthesizer Academy. That's why I'm gonna give a big shout out to the Synthesizer Academy. And plus, I'm not using everything in here, and I'm doing a lot of things in my own way. But Scott Rice here explaining FM synthesis, I'm so thankful that this person has already done this, so that I can use some of the wordings and some of the phrasings. So they need a big shout out. Is there anyone here? There's no one here on YouTube. See that? Is there anyone here on Patreon watching this? No one here. I'm so alone. I'm so alone in this. So alone. That's Okay. So the thing with resonator synthesis delays. The thing with wavetable synthesis is um, like an oscillator produces waveform. Wavetable synthesis just plays up the memory of a waveform, the picture of a waveform. That's why you find like so many different types of waveforms inside a wavetable synthesizer, because with a normal synthesizer you have to create those waveforms by using different methods. In FM synthesis, the wave you hear is called carrier, and the wave you use to create other harmonics inside that carrier wave is called modulator. In an additive synthesizer, you need to add more waveforms to one another, more oscillators to one another to make different harmonics. But with a wavetable synthesizer, I mean, all the harmonics inside the waveforms, these are snapshots of actual waveforms that the wavetable synthesizer is just replaying. And the thing is, I haven't even started writing them. I've written 3 of these so far, and so it's gonna take me the rest of the week just to finish this with the resonator, R plus strong synthesis thing, and the wavetable thing. I'm also gonna do a really short segment about cross modulation, because that's basically FM synthesis. Only you're doing only like with FM synthesis. With FM synthesis, you have a waveform, then no, you have an oscillator, another oscillator to modulate that oscillator. But with cross modulation, you keep that modulation thing, only you now do like that. So when this one is modulating this one, then you're taking this one and modulating that one. So they're cross modulating each other. So it's going to be really easy to just stick it in there when I've explained what FM synthesis is and how it works. So this is basically a comparison about the different types of synthesis and how they produce their sound and what makes them so specific in certain things. Why you end up finding bell sounds in most FM synthesizers? Why? Why is that? Simply because FM synthesis is really good at creating loads and loads of harmonics, really sophisticated harmonics if you can tweak it the right way. Um, so each of these synthesizers have their own thing that make them good for different things. They all have envelopes, and that's why I'm not going to be talking about envelopes. I'm not going to be talking about other modulation sources like LFO and envelopes. I already have an episode out where I'm explaining LFOs and oscillators, the difference between them. But I think I'm gonna make a new one, as deep as this one, but it's gonna be much shorter than 20 minutes. Probably gonna be 5 minutes, but it's gonna look nicer, be nicer, because I'm trying to make this kind of synth school type of thing. So let me try to read some of this. I'm gonna read a bit from the subtractive subtractive synthesis thing here. Filters. Subtractive synthesis simply wouldn't exist without filters. The phrase subtractive synthesis contains the word subtract, which means take away, and that's exactly what subtractive synthesis is all about. This can be done with any type of audio running it through a filter. Now, we're talking synthesizers here, and so the audio would be produced by an oscillator generating a harmonically rich waveform. One then uses a filter to remove harmonic information or frequencies to reach a desired type of sound. Why is this important? No, why is it important to use harmonically rich waveforms, and what are harmonically rich waveforms anyway? Well, simply put, well, simply put, waveforms that aren't sine waves. Waveforms like square and saw waves contain certain harmonic information. Now I'm going to try to. There's this guy called Potholer54. It's like a skeptic channel. He's a journalist. I can't remember his real name now, but I really like the way he sounds. I'm going to try to not sound like his voice, but try to phrase my do my phrasing like him phrasing. I I like the tempo that he has when he's explaining things. I'm reading stuff quite quickly now. That's one of the things I have. That's the thing about me. I always get stressed when I get frustrated with something I can't say or pronounce correctly, and then I just move along and just speed up things, and I talk faster and faster, and so I have to redo stuff a lot when I'm doing my videos. But this guy, Pothole54, is really phrasing stuff in a certain way that I just understand exactly what he's trying to convey instantly, and it's easy to follow. So that's what I want to make with this series, this synthesizer school series, because I want anyone who is a beginner to be able to get into this and understand stuff instantly. And especially when it comes to synthesis and understanding what makes them sound like they do, what they can be used for, what they aren't so good to be used for, makes it really easy to choose a type of synthesizer. If there's a certain type of sound or synthesis you like, then you're able to identify that inside the synthesizer really quickly when you understand the basics. So let's keep on. I've made these pictures for myself just to remember exactly what it is I'm supposed to show on screen. And I will be using a combination of an oscilloscope and also a spectrum analyzer, because that's going to be really, really useful. So that viewers can see instantly what it is that is happening with the waveform, stuff like that. Just gonna check really quickly if there's anyone here on Patreon writing in. No, it seems most people don't know that I'm doing this, and that's my own fault. So why did I lose this? Did I lose the stream now? Looks like as if I did. Did I lose the stream? Did the stream just go bonkers on me? No, didn't. Look like it did. Either way, let's keep on reading a little bit. So, for instance, ever tried filtering a sine wave? When doing that, there isn't much happening with the sound, and it's simply because a sine wave lacks harmonic information. There's literally nothing to filter away. So, example with Thor, oscilloscope, and spectrum analyzer. This is why, for instance, square and saw waveforms are more desirable when doing subtractive synthesis. These waveforms contains a lot of interesting harmonic information to filter out. Here we've got one oscillator, and this is when I'm gonna go into Thor, and I'm actually gonna show this thing, what I'm doing. And that's the thing with this video. You see, we are doing 5 types of synthesis here, and I'm gonna be doing them all with one synthesizer. I'm going to be doing them with Thor. It's modular enough for me to be able to show all of the different ways you can do synthesis. And so I thought it would be cool to use one synthesizer to do that. And that's one thing that took me time also, to recreate some patches and check what Thor is doing, how Thor is working when it comes to different types of patches, what I can't do. Like, for instance, I can't do a proper Car+ Strong resonator patch, but I can still make a Car+ Strong patch. So do I have any? I'm just gonna go get my headphones. All right, so I've got headphones and I'm gonna plug them in. I've got my girlfriend's MacBook here on the side. And do that. You can probably hear that, but I can't. So I need to just turn on monitoring for this so I can hear it. Monitor and output. Right? Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's a Car+ Strong patch that I've built, and Car+ Strong and resonator synthesis are usually usually used for stuff like this, string synthesis. If I go in here and go. That's a string synthesis thing. Now it behaves weirdly. It's pitching and doing crazy stuff, but that's because maybe I can build a proper thing here, but I've just done a really sloppy quick patch to show what Car Plus synthesis is. So the sound we're hearing is actually just a white noise generator. That's all we're hearing. We're just hearing a white noise generator. And if I can probably do this. Oh, wait. Sorry. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn off the delay here. And that's just noise from a noise generator that I'm using. But with this delay on it, turned down very short, and then I'm controlling like the feedback and time with an envelope. I then get a string sound. And so if you've ever used like Eric Seeg's string, or if you've got an OP1 and you're using that string synth inside there, it's based upon this type of synthesis. And I'm doing this with Thor. So I thought it would be really cool just doing all of this synthesis with one synthesizer. It's kind of boring when I'm doing additive synthesis, because with additive synthesis you want as many partials or as many oscillators or as many waveforms as possible to make sounds. Because it's additive synthesis. Here I only have 3, but I can still show the principle with these with 3 oscillators, 3 partials, 3 waveforms, and a spectrum analyzer and an oscilloscope to demonstrate my point. And then what I'm going to do inside the video is I'm going to show different types of synthesizers. When I've explained one type of synthesis, I'm going to talk about what other synthesizers there are, both hardware and software synthesizers. Just really quickly throw up a few synths on the screen and tell them that if you like this type of, tell my viewers that if you like this type of synthesis, then here you go. Here's a range to choose from. So that's going to be interesting. Let's here go. Here we got one oscillator generating a square waveform. We're now going to use a low-pass filter to subtract the higher frequencies of this waveform. Look at the oscilloscope. If I remove enough of the higher frequencies, in essence removing all of the harmonic information, I end up with a sine waveform. Might have to pull up slightly on the resonance, making the cutoff point a bit sharper, and there we are, a perfect sine wave. And this is something I'm going to be showing on the screen when I'm talking about it. Now, so when working with subtractive synthesis, it's important to understand how filters work and what different filter types do. Now, there are a wide variety of filters, from low-pass 4-pole filters to comb filters to vocally sounding format filters. But I'll just mention the 4 basic types that most other filters are based upon and what they do. Because all of these filter types that we can find inside synthesizers, like 4-pole filters or format filters, comb filters, they're all based upon low-pass, high-pass, bandpass, or notch. Band reject filters. You kind of need those filters, and then you use those filters to build more. So like a comb filter is like a series of notch filters, like band reject filters, like a series of them. And then you use a delay, or you delay the signal coming out, I think, so that you get like a comb filter. And when you're building a studio and when you're putting in amplifiers, speakers inside your studio, you have to be careful not to create a comb filter effect with the speakers. You see, if you place one speaker closer to one side of you and then another one further away than the first speaker, so that they're unevenly spaced, then you might even create a comb filtering effect, which will make the sound and everything sound very weirdly, as if you're running the sound or audio, the output, through a comb filter. So that's something you have to think about when you're building your studio and placing your speakers, stuff like that. I don't think I'm gonna be talking about that. I'll probably do that for a filter episode, explaining different types of filters. Because I'm all about that. I want the content I build on the channel to be more, what do you call it? Sustainable and to last for a longer time, even if they get old. I don't want to do these. I really don't want to do update videos like this. I don't want to do talks about something upcoming. I don't want. I want to do proper like videos with information that will stay true, that will stay facts for as long as possible, so that people can continue to learn from them. And it won't matter if they jump into my videos or my channels like 2 years from now, if you will exist. Um, yeah, I just want it to be sustainable. So yeah, I am. I'm pretty beaten up by this. I'm pretty thick in my head, all of this synth information, and I feel like I need a break from all of this because I've been working during the weekend. I've been working the weekend before this one, that one too, the whole week on this. So I haven't been looking at any other apps. I've just been working on this. It's been so important to me, and I hope that it will be received well by viewers. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What do you think about this? Find this interesting? Maybe some of you are already know all of this. I don't know. I need to get back to writing the last two segments for this video. So I'm gonna end the stream now. I've only been streaming for about 25 minutes, almost half an hour. So if you watch this video, then why don't you tell me in the comment section here on Patreon what you think doing this? Think it's helpful. I'm hoping it will. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being my Patreons and supporting me. I'm really sorry I've been quiet, and I want to do more of these. It's just that I really do disappear into my work. I work all nights, work all mornings, all days. I even eat in front of the iPad when I'm doing stuff like this. So I just want to get this one done so I can focus more on newer apps that aren't really new today, but like that, like Korg's synthesizer, latest synthesizer. I haven't even opened it up. Haven't even opened it up. Don't know what it's about. Don't know anything. It's just I haven't had time. Haven't had time. So thank you so much. I'll be seeing you in the next video. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And now I'm gonna end the stream. So have a really nice day. As usual, I wish you a week. Now go finger all of your stuff and have a lot of fun.